Hey guys, all right, so we are going to do something new that I've never done on here before, and that is to give me a full proof all day wear foundation. All right, so the all day wear, it is actually mask proof as well, and the steps that I have taken, as you would have seen, was first you want to go ahead and you want to moisturize. All right, second you want to go ahead and use your primer to prime your skin. Now you got to give the liquids time to dry down or to get tacky. So after setting my primer down, I will go on in with my my translucent powder and use a light hand to do so. You want to apply it with a very, very light, and you want to make sure that it is evenly distributed, especially in the areas where your mask is going to be. That's one of the areas where you would produce more oils. All right, so I'm just looking, and I do look a bit scary. Not a problem, it's just a part of the process. All right, so after doing so, you're gonna go on in with your setting spray, and you want to make sure that you're holding it a distance away from the face. All right, so after doing that, you are then just gonna allow it to dry down a bit, and then you're gonna jump on into your regular foundation. Now the foundation that I'm using will be the Superstay, which is a 24-hour non-transfer foundation. That's my recommendation, by the way, for you guys to use a foundation that is matted, as well as one that lasts as long as the Superstay. The Superstay is now 30 hours long. I've not yet tried it, but it's sold at my local beauty stores. So far, I know it's sold at Fontana Mandeville, Fontana Pharmacy. It should be in all locations. So yes, guys, if you want to know, if you want to try out that foundation, you can head on down to Fontana Pharmacy, and it is sold there. Okay, yeah. So blending out our foundation, you guys will be hearing my baby in the background, right? So he thinks I'm actually talking to him. So we're blending our foundation with this, and guys, this is a BS small brush. I don't know if I've ever told you guys in any of my videos, this is a BS small brush. It's a very, 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 very affordable brush set. If I do remember, I will try to attach the link in the description below. But yes, so after blending out my foundation with my brush, I always go back in with my sponge, guys. I know it's a bit dirty, but I've been doing videos back to back, and I've not yet had the opportunity of, cleaning them up. Alright, so I'm going on in right now with my my Toffee in the LA Pro Conceal. I love this concealer. It is super affordable. Like, it's really affordable, and for something this affordable, it really has quality to it. It doesn't work for some persons, but I tell you, it does work for me. Now, of course, I will be laying my concealer in the areas that I would like to not just conceal, which is under my eyes, but areas that I would like to give the impression that I have a light hitting me in these particular areas. And these areas are always where you see me setting it: my forehead, Of course your brow bone is a part of it. My under eyes, and you will want to shape that in a sort of like a triangle. Of course, directly beneath my nose or atop my lip, below my lip, on my chin area, and lastly on the bridge of my nose. So those are the areas that you want to go ahead and lay down that lighter concealer. And well, persons can go lighter than this. I chose to go this shade. It is probably 2 or 3 shades lighter than my complexion, and it works perfectly fine for me. I did not mention as it relates to those lines on either sides of my mouth. Now this is really, guys, to give definition. So wherever you're laying down your contour shade, this will literally give you definition. And highlighting and contouring is really all about really changing the face of the shape of your face, if that is your choice, or it's also to give an illusion that your face is either a bit slender, or it's more slender than what it really is, or you want to give your face maybe a little more heightened areas. So it's really about an illusion. All right, so I did not get to mention that. Now, as it relates to me blending out my concealer, guys, I always use a damp blender. Make sure whether it's a sponge or a blender, you want to make sure that it is damp. My baby thinks I'm talking to him, but that's fine. It helps him to sit still. Alright, so as another tip for you guys, once you are laying down your concealer, try have it sit, if you want a fuller coverage under eye, if you really want to conceal those dark spots, have your concealer sit a bit, just a tad bit longer than you would under eye. And what this does, once it becomes tacky, it really has a thicker consistency, and this really allows for the concealer to give you a fuller coverage. So that's something that you guys can actually consider to do. Okay, ladies, so this is a step that I never miss, and I tell you this all the time. If you have been following my my YouTube journey, I'll always go back in. These are steps that I never miss. These are very important steps. You want to go back in with your foundation brush, or even if you use a sponge or a blender, you want to go over the very edges of those areas to blend them, cause them to melt into your foundation. You don't want there to be any harsh lines as it relates to where the concealer ends. All right, I'm feeling myself somehow. Yes, papi. So of course I'm going to be using now same damp blender, taking up on that my Sasha Buttercup, blowing off any excess, and I'm pressing. I don't bake, I've said this before, I'm not the type of person who bakes. It's just not for me, but if you want to, you can do so if it's your liking. So you want to go ahead, pick up that, and you can just pour some in the container, in the lid of the container, and press down that sponge in there, blow off any excess, and press it in. Yes, papa, you want to go ahead and press it in. All right, so I'm just pressing it into all those concealed areas, and I really like to set the areas that you conceal. Really want to make sure they're set so they won't be creasing, and you don't want to have the product moving, because as you proceed throughout your day, the product will tend to move because there should be sweat, you know, activities. With the steps that you're taking before, though, I will say you will get more time. Yes, Papa, you will get more time. All right, you will definitely get more time, but just to be on the safer side, you want to make sure you set these areas. So using my trusty, well-used Real Techniques, and my brush is the brush before, no, brush after, sorry. So this is a Real Techniques brush, and I always use this. As I said, yeah, ladies, these steps are never steps that I miss. So I use this to take down any excess powder. If I have any excess powder, I'm taking it down with this brush. The very sides, or the very creasing of the sides of my nose, I use that to go on in, and I use it to make sure that I blend out any or add any powder to where there wasn't any in the crease of my nose. Sometimes if I'm losing my train of thought because I'm trying to rock this baby. Alright, so I just went back in with my spoolie to correct the very front of my brows. Alright, yeah. So I'm a powder contour chick. Been saying that for the longest time. Alright, so I'm using this black Radiance True Complexion. This is something that I love. As a matter of fact, many persons are not really aware of this brand, but I love this brand. It is it's a brand for people of color, and so I think it really caters to the undertones that we have. Alright, so I'm just gonna be going in contouring my face so I can, yes baby, so I can have a more chiseled cheek. All right, I will do, well, I normally do the fish face to make sure it goes where I want it to lay, like just like that. So you can always use your fish face, make the fish face, that is, and you'll also get the perfect place to contour. Now ladies, I will apologize, as I said in the part 1 of this 2 series, my lighting was really getting a bit wonky because I had started too late in the evening and then it was raining. So even though I had the what would I say, if I have the ring lights on, it just made my makeup look a bit washed out. I didn't really appreciate it. At one point I was considering not to upload the video, but I just want you ladies to look beyond the washed out look that this lighting is giving and just get the concept of what I'm talking about. So the concept is really laying down your foundation, your concealer, even this new method of doing your foundation to make it last longer, and as well, you know, as I said, the foundation, the contouring and the highlighting. So doing what you see me doing now, it allows my chin to stand out more. You can always do this. So it gives like a shadow. It gives the impression of a shadow under your chin, so it makes your face look much slender. Alright, so if you have double chin, you can also consider that, but you want to make sure that it is properly blended. Of course, going below your contour, this is going to give you a more defined contour. I will say though, on this side I'd gone a bit too high. Alright, so you can always do your fish face again to just get an idea of where to lay down or where to cut under the contour, but I just want you ladies to get the basic idea of what to do. So on the other side, which I'm doing now, that's the perfect height, or yes, it's a perfect height to be cutting under my contour. Sorry guys if he's a bit too low. I hope he's not too low, puppy. Mommy's recording. So I'm just going to be dusting that off. Now if it is too bright, which it might just be, you can do one of two things. You can always go back in like what I'm doing with my foundation brush, or you can go directly underneath. I didn't do it in this video. You can go directly underneath with powder. Alright, so you can go directly underneath that too light line and use a powder there. using my angled eyeshadow brush. This is a shadow brush. Ladies, you can use your brush however you see it fit. Alright, so I'm using, you see that? And I always love to use it to contour my nose. So I am using here the James Charles palette. I always, if you follow me, you would know this. I always use the James Charles, those 3 shades next to the black. I literally mix all those together and I use it as my blush. I'm not a blush person, never have, doubt I will ever be. Alright, but I use these here to give me the shade that I love. It just gives me this tone, this orange tone that really suits me. I really wish my lighting wasn't this yucky, because if it wasn't, you would have been able to see, you literally would have been able to see how amazing it looks. Like, it really looks nice, you know, around your face. It gives you this brown orange type of look, and it just is perfect with my dark tone. And it would be if you're a dark skinned person like myself, maybe a little bit lighter, darker, however, well, I don't want to say darker because I don't know how it works, but I promise you, if you're my complexion or maybe a bit lighter, it will work wonders. Like, I really wish it was picking up on here, because it was fine like old wine, like literally fine like old wine. But hey, I do have another video which I am now editing, and that should be much clearer in that video, so you guys will have another chance of checking out a video with a better lighting. So look out for that one, guys. Alright, so highlighting. Ladies, you can get this, like, this palette is really nice. Again, if you want to get this palette, you can definitely check out Fontana Pharmacy. If it's not in the Mandeville branch, you can always try to get it ordered online, or you can come in stores and they'll try to get it from another branch for you. Alright, no, this is not a paid anything. It's just me telling you where you can get products that if you don't want to buy them online. Alright, so I'm applying this to the highest points of my face, my cheeks, my nose, my chin. I always like my chin and my forehead, of course. I will also highlight my brow bone. Remember that brush that I'd used for the removal or the blending out of that setting powder? Well, it has many uses. As I said, ladies, time and time again, you are not limited in any way whatsoever with your brushes. Makeup tools can be used in more than one or several capacities. So do not think you have to get every brush on the market. Like, no, save you some coins. Like, there's so many things to get in makeup, like, you don't want to like be spending unnecessarily. So you have one brush, use it for several purposes, and that's what I do with my brushes. If you want to take the advice, ladies, it is for free, but I promise you, if you do take it, you will not regret it. All right. I was just deepening my cheeks a bit with the same shades from the James Charles. No, I am using, and it is such a nice pencil, by the way. Unfortunately, it is no longer with us. Like the other video that I will be putting up, like it is no longer with us. All right. So I am outlining my lips with the Jordana Retractable pencil in the shade Lavish Brown. Now, I'm not sure if I'd said this to you ladies before. The reason I outline the sides of my lips so much, it literally gives me, I don't have to pout. Like it gives me the illusion that I'm actually pouting my lips when in reality I am not. So it gives you this natural pouting look, makes you look as if you're pouting because it is creating a shadow at the sides of your lips, and that's what happens when you pout your lips. The sides look a bit darker, and that's what filling the sides of your lips will do for you. Gives you the idea of you pouting, and hey, everyone wants to look as if they're pouting. It's sexy, right? Yes. So, and I'll just be going in. I think this is an AOA. This should be an AOA lippy. And listen, y'all need to go look for that. Go on that website. I think it's called Miss Simple Collections. I'm not sure, but you get things for like $1 US, like and it's like 100 Jamaican dollar. And the things them is quality. Alright, they're quality. Use your finger because it's matted and you can blend your pencil and your lippy. But let me go back to what I say. Like the things sold on this website are quality things. Like the best blender that I have is from these guys. The lippies are like, look on the lippy there for 100 Jamaican dollar. Like look on that. Like it is so super affordable. And that is a Nicole Miller. It was a gift. So I don't know how much it cost. I think it was purchased at Walgreens, whichever, by someone. And I'm just applying a gloss to the lip. I will say though, I don't think I liked the gloss, and what I did, and you can also do, I just applied some translucent powder and it just took it down a bit, like took off some of the shine. So I didn't really made it to go back 100% matted, and you can if you want to. I just wanted it to not be as shine as it is now. And that, guys, is the end of this tutorial. Thank you guys so much for keeping it beautifully flawed. Thank you guys for your continued support. All right, and sorry about the quality of this video, but I promise you in the video that I will be uploading soon, I promise you all will love it and you will be able to get a better lighting. Now, thank you again, and until we meet again, keep yourselves beautiful. Thank you so much for sticking around with me and for keeping me company for as long as you did. Now this is the sleigh that we got today. Okay, so I really hope that you guys enjoyed the tutorial or the tutorials. I will be linking each link in each tutorial, so that is if you're watching one, you're gonna be able to see the link for part 2, and if you're watching part 2, you'll be able to see the link for part 1. All right, so guys,